Welcome to the Mayor's Roundtable. I'm your Mayor, Gracey Van Der Mark, and with us today is our very own John Etheridge, who's done a ton to volunteer for our community. John, thank you for everything you do.
My pleasure. It's an honor to be here.
So you have been a valued member of our community for a very long time, volunteering, whether it was from Kiwanis, you have the Easter parade, you wear a lot of different hats. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why did you choose our city to volunteer and donate all your time?
Well, there's so many great people and organizations within the community that help make Huntington Beach the great city that it is. You mentioned the Kiwanis Club. The Kiwanis Club of Huntington Beach has been around for 63 years. I'm the current president, but there's so many moving parts to that organization and so many volunteers. I mean, we have 90 members on our roster, so I always like to say that many hands make light work. That's totally true in the case of the Kiwanis Club. We generally take care of the bookends, what I call the bookends, kids and old people, right? There's so many organizations that take care of other facets of the needy population here in Huntington Beach. And believe it or not, there are needy populations within the community. Kiwanis Club focuses on kids.
Well, and speaking of the many ways you volunteer, you are the president of Kiwanis. So what does this group do, and how does this group benefit Surf City?
So our organization, the Kiwanis Club of Huntington Beach, specifically, we raise about $100,000 to $120,000 a year. That money goes directly back out into the hands of the most needy in the community. We spend about $50,000 or so of that money on scholarships for high schoolers who are in need. They wouldn't have the resources otherwise to go to college or to attend college. Books are expensive, tuition's expensive. So our scholarship program is one of the bigger programs we do during the year, and it's $40,000 to $50,000 every year goes back into those hands. We love partnering with the city for events like the Easter egg hunt and Kiwanis Family Fun Day. I mean, it's 30,000 people, it's mayhem, it's beautiful. We have live music, we have carnival games, we raise money during the day. We have a dunk tank, and Gracey will be in the dunk tank. Thank you so much for doing that. We're going to try and make the water a little warmer this year. It was cold last year.
It was cold.
And I'll be in after you, so make sure you keep the water clean for me.
I'll do my very best.
But we'll have roughly 9,000 kids at that event. It's about 3,000 pounds worth of candy. Very fun day, live music, great food, a bunch of community partners that are vendors. Also nonprofit vendors will be there kind of telling what they do in the community to interact and engage with the community. So a super fun event.
So I was there last year, and one of the things I was really impressed in is the Easter egg hunt. Not only do you guys have a regular Easter egg hunt, but you have one for children with special needs.
I do.
For the visually impaired, and it was just really great to see the parents. You could see the eyes, how excited they were, because their children, even though they couldn't see, they were out there looking for the Easter eggs. That was really amazing. How long have you guys been doing that portion?
So, last year was the first year for the visually impaired hunt, and we partnered, Kiwanis partners with just about every nonprofit in town, but for this particular event it was the Huntington Beach Fire Outreach Foundation. They actually sponsored that and did it again this year. So we have eggs that are about 10 inches in diameter that are beeping. So some of the kids that are visually impaired can see a little bit, and some are totally pitch blind. So those eggs, we close the entire hunt area off. It's about the size of about half a football field. So it's quite a large area. And there's stuffed animals and toys and candy in those eggs. So super fun for them. Great partnership with another community organization. So super happy to do that.
It was great. So we are definitely doing that this year as well.
Doing it again this year. The Braille Institute brings families in. They advertise. They have thousands of families that participate through the Braille Institute, and they invite the kids. So I think last year we had like 68 vision impaired hunters, right? And this year we'll be way over 100, I think.
Wow.
Last year, I mean, they just ranted and raved about how great it was last year. It was unbelievable. And we've been doing a special needs hunt for 26 years since we started the event.
Okay, shifting gears a little bit. You're also a member of the Surfing Walk of Fame here in Huntington Beach. Tell us a little bit about the organization and what it is you guys do there.
So the Surfing Walk of Fame, our patron sponsor, Jax, wanted to find a way to honor icons and legends within the surf community. So it was started by Mike Abdelmoudi, Don McAllister, who was the mayor here in town many times, and Peter P.T. Townend, our own first world champion of surfing. So I've been on that organization, a part of that organization for about 15 years. I've been the executive director or the president for the last 6. It's a very fun, I mean, I joke about it and call it my philanthropic dessert, because there's really nobody benefits other than the surf culture, right? And,
but that is a big part of Huntington Beach, Surf City,
totally.
USA, so we all benefit from it. That put us on the map. We have a reputation for that, so it really actually does benefit all of us. Yeah.
Well, Surf City, we have so many partners that are within the surf community, companies like Vans and Ren Spooner. I'm wearing a Ren Spooner. This is this year's shirt, so all of the city council and city officials will get a shirt that matches. But we have partners that want to celebrate those people within the surf industry who've made it great and who've been here in Surf City and contributed to our economy, to our culture. Super fun.
It is. So now we're going to put on your other half and talk a little bit about that. You're also a member of the Police Community Foundation, which benefits our police officers quite a bit. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
The Police and Community Foundation was founded in 2015, and it was really just created to fill the gap between what the city can do and can offer our police department as far as community engagement. We see so many negative stories about how policing is viewed nationally. We don't have that here in Huntington Beach. We're blessed to have a very supportive community, but historically there have been challenges within the community. So that organization, the Police and Community Foundation, tries to engage the community, people that are just your average residents here in town, with the police department. Things like Shop with a Cop, things like the police awards that we just had.
So Shop with the Cop, is that the one where you get together with underprivileged children and go shopping for back to school night?
Yeah.
So that was another event I had an opportunity to attend, and just to see them light up. I mean, they said, can I really buy this backpack? Sure. And their faces just light up.
Yeah.
Things that they can't afford on their own.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable opportunity for those kids to really learn about the police department, to get hands-on connected with the police department and individual cops, which is remarkable. They don't have that opportunity. So much of interaction is considered negative, right, with the police department. This is a totally awesome way for the police to meet a young person that's struggling, right? We do have some struggling families here in town that we get through the Boys and Girls Club, or there's so many different organizations, Colette's Children's Home. There's a bunch of organizations here in town that help us identify kids that have those needs. So the Shop with a Cop is great. We had 56 kids this year, all matched up with a police officer. We got to take them to breakfast at Woody's, and then we went over to Target and shopped with them. It was great.
It's definitely an experience they won't forget.
For sure.
Having been raised in a community just like that, every time somebody shows you a little bit of kindness, you just never forget it. So all these officers making really important memories for them. So now there's another event here that happens in Huntington Beach in October that you're a part of. And it's Cars and Copters. Tell us about that event for those who may not be familiar with it and how it benefits us. I mean, not just showing up and being able to see these awesome cars and the helicopters, but how else does it benefit our community police officers?
So that's a fundraiser, right? It was brought to us actually by some car enthusiasts that had wanted to do something nice for the Huntington Beach Police Department. So they brought it to our organization, the Police and Community Foundation. And they really did all of the work to create that event. It's hypercars, right? I drive a pickup truck, so hypercars are kind of lost on me. It's Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Koenigsegg's and things I've never heard of. So they brought 250, 300 of their friends that have these super high-end cars, and then we landed helicopters in the beach parking lot so people could get up close and personal with those. We worked super closely with our air support division. Mark Wershing is a great friend and one of our pilots here in town. He's kind of the air boss for the day. But we'll raise about $170,000 at that event. And that money, again, goes right back in to fund projects like the Police Awards for Excellence that we just had last weekend.
That was a really great event.
It was a terrific event, yeah. And those kind of events, they're not budgeted, right? You don't have a budget for those. So unless you have an organization like the Police and Community Foundation, those events just don't exist.
Well, and they're also helpful because, like you said, there was a time in other areas, not so much in Huntington Beach, where police officers were portrayed in not a very positive way, and they get to hear that all the time, and they don't get to hear how great we think they are. Like, I was talking to somebody earlier, police, fire, marine safety here, they're like rock stars in Huntington Beach. They're loved. Whenever we want to bring a crowd, just bring one of our first responders. And I really am proud of the fact that here in Huntington Beach, we make our officers and we make them all feel welcome. And then when you do events like the ones you did and you present the awards to them, you can see them with their families and they're all proud sitting there with their kids clapping really loud. It's really good. So thank you for doing that.
An honor.
Our Canine Memorial Park that's coming up. Tell us how you are involved in that as well, and give us an update.
Okay, so the canine training facility has moved over the years. We first got kicked out of the Boeing facility because they changed the shape of that structure, that layout. And we moved over to the Golden West College facility. Now that's expanded, so we had to move again. Now the canine training facility that'll be used by not just our community, but surrounding communities that want to train canines is right by our heliport now at our police station, the Joint Forces Station, actually, right off Gothard. So the Huntington Beach Police and Community Foundation has essentially funded that through community partners that said, hey, I want to donate $25,000 to help with the dog canine facility, or with the SWAT training facility, which is in the same footprint. So it's just a great opportunity to build something nice that'll last, where the community can actually go in and watch these dogs train, which is unbelievable.
That area at the Gothard station has become really popular. You have the tower where fire departments from all over come and train. We have the heliport. We have our cadets, our police cadets, search and rescue train. And now we're going to have the canine.
Yeah.
So it is great. And it's not just us that benefit. It's other surrounding cities. And in a form of giving back and sharing, it's amazing. So there are many people who want to help in our community, and they say, what can I do to help? For someone who's you're big on volunteerism. What do you recommend?
I guess the greatest recommendation I would give to somebody who wants to be involved in the community is find something you're passionate about. Some people are passionate about kids. Some people are passionate about dogs or canine. Some people are passionate about the police department or the fire department. We have so many great organizations within our community that can touch on those areas that you're passionate about. You don't have to be passionate about surfing to be involved in the community. There's so many opportunities and organizations, the Rotary Club, the Kiwanis Club, the Lions Club, the Elks Club, so many incredible organizations that want to help. They have something, I promise you, each one of those organizations has something that will touch on your passion to give back. So that's what I would say, just figure out what your passion is and go there.
Gearing back to Kiwanis, tell us a little bit more about Kiwanis, the membership for those who want to participate, because they are different programs. I mean, just like the Easter parade. Tell us more about Kiwanis.
So the Kiwanis Club does so many great things. I think I'm biased because I'm the president right now, and I've been in the organization since 2007. We meet every week. Currently we're meeting at Bon Gusto, and the Bon Gusto people at Warner and Bolsa Chica are so kind. They give us an incredible deal and serve us food every lunch. But we meet every Tuesday at lunchtime, we partner with other nonprofits in the community. This week, our speaker is going to be the Alzheimer's Foundation. So we get to learn about other areas, and there might be one member in our club that's super passionate about that. They've had a parent or grandparent that was affected by that, a family member. So that gives us opportunities to connect those other volunteers with their organizations. So that's why I love the Kiwanis Club. We always have a speaker from some other nonprofit that opens that door, opens that opportunity to help in another facet, right? We don't give directly to the Alzheimer's Foundation, but we'll certainly donate to them when there's an event coming up that we see a correlation with.
So Kiwanis also presents opportunities for those who want to volunteer and
Definitely.
just into something maybe they didn't think about. Just go and say, this is what I want to do. Because I do notice you guys do have in your lunch, your weekly lunches. You have different speakers all the time from different areas, and they always have amazing stories. And there's always somebody there who's interested.
Yeah.
So I guess Kiwanis is a great place. When I say, what would you recommend for people? Come to Kiwanis. Come to Kiwanis, and there's something for everyone.
Find your passion, right? A lot of times you can't. I didn't know what mine was. I never volunteered before I got involved with the Kiwanis Club, but it helped me find my passion. So
it's also like one thing that I noticed, everybody there gets along so well. It doesn't matter where you're from, where what color you are, what political party, it doesn't matter. Nobody really cares because everybody there is like-minded, where all they want to do is just help and give back to the community. And a lot of us who are a little shy, might not seem like it, but I'm actually kind of shy. When you get to know all these people, it gives you an opportunity to partner up with someone, and then you don't have to do it alone. And just that tiny little bit of guidance, which you guys are really good at doing.
Thank you. Thanks. So I think it's you said something important there. If you're not comfortable being in front of a camera or being up on the stage, there's always some way to help. There's so many people that need help, not just in our community, but in our society. You know what I mean? We're in a little bit of a mess right now, and the Kiwanis Club and the other organizations that I represent, they're totally apolitical, a-religious and apolitical. So, we try not to exclude anybody. It's a great organization. They all are that can help.
Well, thank you, John.
My pleasure. It's so fun to chat with you in such a beautiful setting.
Not a bad view, is it?
Not a bad view at all.
Well, thank you, John, for coming.
Of course.
And thank you all for joining us again. And then I'll see you at the next Mayor's Roundtable.